Because in the end, the difference between slightly better and unrecognizably better isn't a single grand act. It's the accumulation of small, deliberate choices repeated over and over until they rewrite your future.
Bro.
One day you'll look back and realize there was no single moment that changed everything.
That's true.
It was the 1,000 tiny decisions you barely noticed. And when that day comes, you'll either thank your past self or wish they tried just a little bit harder. Thanks for watching.
Bro, look, man. First thing that's popping in my head, right? First thing popping in my head, bro. Adulting. Right? Adulting. You feel what I'm saying? Because what is that? I feel like that's the kind of motion that you have when you do it out of the let's rephrase that properly so that we can get our bars out nicely. That kind of energy pops up when, right, you create for yourself responsibility, right? Not out of a sense of anything beyond self-development, right? Giving yourself purpose. I've said this like a number of times. Give yourself purpose. Give yourself something to do for the day. Give it, you know what I'm saying? And finding the contentment out of that process, that wisdom. You know what I'm saying? The wisdom that comes with like, I'm just gonna do things. I'm just gonna do something. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I like the fact that, for example, I like the fact that I exist in a clean space. Take the responsibility, nigga. You initiated the responsibility for yourself in creating a space for yourself, aka moving out of mama's basement, moving out of the family. You know what I'm saying? And be like, yo, let me go and create an identity for myself. This is just one example, an isolated situation. Let me go and create an identity for myself, my own way of being, my own way of life. That's a beautiful thing, right? That's positivity. You know what I'm saying? But now, what's the responsibility that needs to come with it? You know what I'm saying? Take care of the bills. Make sure that you eat. Take care of your own like hunger. Take care of your own desires. Take care of your own, you know what I'm saying? Making sure that things go the right way. And just being happy that you got to do that. Instead of like, oh, I got to do this. Oh my God, why am not, what the fuck is, y'all gotta chill, bro. Let me at least get my bars up. So this whole mindset of like, why do I have to like be the, you know, the person that's still like renting something? Why am I not in this position or that position? Why don't I got my whole crib, my own car, my this, that, and the third? You feel what I'm saying? No, bro, like we are here. We're in the present moment. The fact that we could do this and we can keep this going. We can keep the development of my own identity, because that's what I initiated for myself as this would be positive for myself. So keeping that up, you know what I'm saying? That does require consistency. The kind of consistency that does not focus on results, though. That's another thing I'm getting from you know what I'm saying? This kind of thing where you put incremental steps, dog, in whatever it is, dog. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. Put the incremental steps. Forget the bigger picture. Yes, the intention is to grow an eventual bigger picture that says something about something, right? And I'm talking about whatever desire. It could be a desire, dog. It could be something that you really desire. It could be something petty, bro. I want to be rich as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But now change what it means for you to get there. And you know what I'm saying? Find that contentment of like, yo, this is what it means for me to get there. And the fact that I am hitting the goal of sticking to what it means for me to get there, which is the small wins, dog. You feel me? The small wins. That's what keeps me happy with it. You understand what I'm saying? So starting that small business, you know, yes, we look to the sides of our peers and competitors for like probably guidance, maybe, as to like how to move, how to get the market sensitized to what I got going on. But obviously, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm in the space, or I'm in the business of innovation and creativity. You know what I'm saying? You look at your peers for that, for like the point of relation. How can you relate to the market? And then once you got the market, you taste make, right? You switch up, like you innovate and things like that. But even that, it's about the small wins. You can get, you know, you can get at a point where people don't even, it seems like people are not like, yes, they're not showing interest, but you're in their faces facts. That's why, like, even with this, and this is for my content creators out there, right? Even like people that like that are just like online in people's faces for whatever reason, right? For your business, for this, that, and the third, for just pushing your own content, for money, for, you know, legacy, for documenting certain shit because of whatever sentimental reason that you got going on. But it's like, yo, it's about that, like, it's about that consistent output that you got going on, right? And where you spot your joy within that whole process. You know what I'm saying? It's not within that, like, yo, that final result, when can I make this happen by? But it's like, yo, we getting up, we making this happen, we keep uploading, we keep going, we keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? It may seem like people are not paying attention, are not interested, but trust me, you are in their faces. For the fact that you take this thing, you put it out in the algorithm, it may have no views, but the fact, okay, the view shit is inevitable. It may have no subscribers or low subscribers. You know what I'm saying? But you are in people's faces, one way or another. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you play this thing the right way, right? As I say, do your research, do your homework, see what your peers is doing in terms of doing it the right way. But once you got that foot in the door, go ahead, be crazy. Go ahead, be you. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, for the most part, being you will actually challenge you the most in terms of, you know, making sure that you do grow that backbone of people not showing interest, or whatever result, you not seeing that result, right? But the fact that it's not even about the result, bro. Just keep going, just incremental, bro. I'm telling you, bro, there's no reason for you not to keep going, because you'll look up and you'll have like a bigger picture that you can even if, let's say, you put in the incremental steps. For example, you put in the necessary framework in terms of your relationship with your kid type shit, maybe, you know what I mean? And you put in the effort, you're calling, you're reaching out, but even though you're receiving a cold shoulder or things like that, those incremental wins, dog, those incremental efforts that you've been putting in, right, can have your kid looking back and really seeing your intention. Whereas back now in present moment, when nobody's looking at the intention, maybe they're looking at like how it looks like, the optic. You feel what I'm saying? People have the wrong perception of it. But because of the fact that you have your meaning, your sentimental importance placed on something deeper, dog, like, I'm trying to build a perception of myself, like in terms of my intention, my heart, my soul. I want this kid to see that. This kid's gonna grow up and understand that. Well, these kids are gonna grow up and understand, like, yo, Pops was on, like, or, you know, Mom's was on some, like, her intentions was pure. I see that shit. And that bigger picture, maybe 18 years, 20 years down the line, when it's there, you know what I'm saying? It will say something. And they may come back like hard, like as in, yo, sorry, this, that, and the third, I was tripping. I didn't even see your heart, your intention, because I was fixated on how shit looks, bruh. Why can't you provide this for me? Why can't you be around like this for me? Like, nah, bruh. You only calling like, or like, nah, bruh, you only like, You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that there's custody issues that you was just like restricted on, you know what I'm saying? Limited by, you feel me? You literally, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that you could just provide financially, or just be on a FaceTime, that was like the only thing you could do. Now, you know, post 18 years later, like, now the kid understands, like, yo, okay, cool, Damn, I see your heart. Yes, you was only like connecting via the phone, but I see that now. And now that I'm older, now you can go ahead and piece together those and be like, you see why I was calling like by face, because now you're older, now I can bring this issue up. Like, yo, dog, it's custody, your mother didn't, or if it's the other way around, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But if it's the other way around, it could be true too. You know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of the dad not wanting access to the mother. Like, I don't hear much of that though. But I'm just saying, in terms of incremental steps, incremental investments, dog. You feel me? I feel like that's the moral of the story, y'all.